All right, let's dive in. Today, we're talking about something that's totally shaking up how we work with machines. It's called cognitive computing. And look, this isn't just about making computers faster. It's about making them smarter in a way that feels, well, completely new.
So I want you to think about this for a second. What if your computer wasn't just a tool? What if it was more like a teammate? Something that could actually reason, learn from its mistakes, and get this, collaborate with you. That's the mind blowing idea we're going to unpack.
And to really wrap our heads around that, we've got to see this for what it is. It's a huge shift, right? We're talking about going from a simple tool to a real partner. And this is really the core difference. Think about it. Traditional computers, they're amazing, but they're passive. They only do exactly what we tell them to. But cognitive computing, that's a whole different ballgame. It's an active partner. It's not just sitting there waiting for instructions. It's learning, it's adapting, and it can even start to figure out what you need before you do. Okay, so what is this stuff, technically? Well, at its heart, cognitive computing is a type of AI that tries to copy how the human brain works. We're talking about building systems that can think, reason, and solve problems. Basically, act like us, but on a massive, super fast scale. And that's what makes this whole teammate idea a reality. All right, I know what you're probably thinking. This sounds cool, but how in the world does it actually work? I mean, how do you get a machine to think like a person? Let's pop the hood and see what's going on inside. It really boils down to a three-step process that's a lot like our own. First, the system has to perceive the world around it. Second, it has to learn as it goes. And third, it uses all of that to reason and figure things out. Perception, learning, and reasoning. Let's take a closer look at each one. So first step, perception. Now, this is way more than just sucking in data. It's about being able to look at a mountain of information. Everything from neat and tidy spreadsheets to messy stuff like emails, articles, or even images, and actually see the patterns. It's how the system makes sense of the chaos, how it sees what's going on. But just seeing isn't enough, right? The next piece of the puzzle, learning, is where things get really interesting. Because these systems don't just stay the same. Thanks to machine learning, they are constantly evolving. The more they see, the more they do, the better they get. It's like they're literally getting smarter right before our eyes. And all of that builds up to the final, crucial step, reasoning. See, once a system can perceive and learn, it can do more than just tell you what happened. It can start to figure out what's next. It can make predictions, it can weigh different options, and it can actually recommend what to do. This is the moment it goes from just being a database to being a true advisor. Okay, so this isn't some far-off sci-fi concept. Not at all. This technology is already here, and it's making a real impact in some pretty huge industries. Let's look at a few examples of where this is happening right now. I mean, look at this. You can see it everywhere. In healthcare, you've got IBM's Watson, which can read millions of medical papers in seconds to help doctors diagnose tough cases. Over in finance, it's sniffing out fraud for companies like JP Chase. And honestly, you're probably using it every single day without even realizing it. Think about Google Search or how Alexa seems to just get what you're asking for. That's cognitive computing at work. So what's the payoff? Well, the benefits are huge. First off, we can make way better, faster decisions because we can analyze so much more information. That leads to massive gains in efficiency. But maybe the coolest part is how we talk to these things. Thanks to something called natural language processing, which is really just a fancy way of saying we're teaching computers to understand human language, we can have actual conversations with them, and that opens the door to incredibly personal experiences. When you put all this together, you start to realize we're not just talking about a new app or a new piece of software here. This is a whole new way of thinking about our relationship with technology. It's a genuine paradigm shift. And what does that shift actually look like? Well, for one, our tech is going from being reactive to proactive. Instead of just waiting for us to tell it what to do, it's starting to anticipate what we need. It also means we can take the knowledge of a top expert and scale it up massively. And on top of all that, it can tailor every single experience to you, specifically. Look, if there's one single idea to hold on to from all of this, it's this. We are shifting from a relationship of execution, where we just give orders, to one of collaboration, where we work together to find answers. And that really is the bottom line here. This isn't about machines taking over. Not at all. It's about combining the absolute best of what humans do, our creativity, our intuition, with the best of what machines do, their incredible speed and ability to handle massive amounts of data. When you fuse those two things together, you get something entirely new, a kind of hybrid intelligence that's more powerful than either one alone.
So that leaves us with one last really big question to chew on. As our machines stop being just tools and start becoming our partners, what does that mean for us? How do our jobs, our skills, and even the way we think, how does all of that need to change so we can really thrive in this new world?